just love the life, the world, and everything. It's really great. We love it here. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so freaking happy.
どうしようかな。
I sure do love it.
リーチ。
Oh, put me out of my misery, please. Gosh. Mahjong things. Time to put up the mahjong. Time to put up the mahjong
リ
graphic.
ーチ。一発積む。
Remember, everyone, burn this into your soul, okay? Mahjong causes great damage to the human spirit.
Where are the others? Where is David? They have not yet passed the trap. Have some help. Help everyone. Mother will save us all. Don't you want the truth, Lieutenant? Truth for Arcanists like us. You betrayed us. Miss me. Mother will be safe once he joins the mother. Hey, you.
I can't not look at it. You know, it's one of those things, it's a cursed image that you don't like looking at it, and yet you can't tear your eyes away. I mean, I'm also, like, the design, abhorrent, terrible, hate it, F minus. However, okay, just however, the animation is great. I think the animation is fantastic. I could do this. Might backfire though. It didn't backfire. I got a Yaku for it. I got Linshan Kaiho. Cool. I haven't gotten Linshan Kaiho in a long time. That's a Japanese name. Linshan Kaiho and Round Wind. Linshan Kaiho just means draw after a con. If I declare a con and then the tile I draw because of the con is my winning tile, then I get an extra Yaku. Hello! The stream has begun! To make everything just right. And also, I must confess, I am starting stream a little bit late because I was finishing up a run in Sky High Ambition, the minigame in Mahjong Soul. I got a pretty high score. Okay. I've lost track of what volume I keep things at. We'll give that a try. See how that goes. I can't remember. Did Icy Phoenix follow me during last stream? I can't remember. So I'm gonna play this notification just in case it didn't play during the stream. Do 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 do. Thank you for the follow, Icy Phoenix. Actually, now that I look at it, it probably did happen during the stream because it happened before I got a shout out by the streamer who I raided last time. So the order of events seems to suggest that the notification did play during the stream. But whatever, you got it twice as a treat. Okay.
Just because you're silent doesn't mean everything else is.
I am
down
anything
flat
but
among the
silent,
grass,
Nautica.
Really press your body
I am
against
kind of
earth
the
and
opposite
listen.
of that.
You'll hear it. The
That's why I'm a
tree roots
streamer.
stretching beneath you, the gentle flow of a mountain stream, and the whispers of the Mother Spirit.
I finally finished getting the bond up to 100% for Alexios. So now Nautica is on my main screen. And I have her in her basic outfit because if I have her in her I2 outfit, it plays an entire animation every time I log in.
Setting sail,
So
festivals.
I want to
I
speed run a
cherish
little bit
those
more than
days.
that.
Sorry, all I did was turn around and then...
And then this is
Well,
out of
I knocked
character
a few
because
plants
she's
off
not
of
in her
windowsill
I2
and-
form.
Oh, yes, my wings. I usually
You don't
only
have wings in
stretch
this
them out in the
form, girl.
wilderness. Look, a flower. It's bloomed from the remains. Every journey has its challenges.
Alrighty.
So with each
Okay, at the beginning of today's stream, I think I'm going to do the dailies real quick. And then I'll get started on the main story, Chapter 11. Magic's here, hello! I came to chill for a bit until you start the story. Awesome! I'm glad you're here to chill. Appreciate that a lot. Hope you're having an okay day. I got through parts 1 through 7 yesterday, in the time that I would have been streaming. And it's a dark story, but I'm also liking it. I'm liking what they're saying. I'm liking what they're laying down, if you get my drift. They have some... I mean, it's just your, it's an anti-war kind of story. And I think most people on the surface are like, yeah, less wars would be a good thing. But the story is definitely trying to say, like, so what does being anti-war really mean? What are you gonna do that is going to stop the war? I think that's a cool way to go about it. Hello, Chameleon! Good to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're having an okay day. You're picking up what they're putting down. That's right. I promise I won't get into details about it. But yeah, just in terms of the themes, it's all very much anti-war. We don't get to see the cool stuff that happens in war. We're just getting to see the crappy stuff. And World War I is an excellent backdrop for that kind of story.
Program
It makes
activated.
perfect sense that they would pick World War I. Trench warfare and how crappy that was. I feel like there's certain things about World War One that I could use a history refresher. Makes me want to look up some YouTube videos on World War One.
My long-term mission. Rest.
So interesting. So like you can, how does Lucy's outfit work? Isn't there something about how you can make it so her face shows up or doesn't? Maybe it's when she's on the screen. I'm gonna take a look. Tap on the face. Maybe it's when she's on the main screen. So I'm gonna tap on her face.
I have the other
That
day,
doesn't do
a
anything
nightmare
there.
came to a consensus.
What about here? No. Oh, what? 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 Why is her human face showing now? What? Oh. There's the animation. Totally not Ghost in the Shell. You can steal Anjo's mic? That's so funny. I didn't know about these things.
May I request we keep our business short today? My batteries only have 4 hours and 23 seconds.
Lucy, why is your robot face not there? What is going on? If anyone knows, please leave a comment on the VOD. I want her robot face back. What did I do? I did something to mess it up. Ooh. Well, anyway, let's go back to Nautica and continue making sure she gets her bond thing up. Now if I go here... Yeah, it's her face now. Blah, blah, blah. Make your robot face show up. Okay, now I'm just gonna Google it. But go ahead and leave a comment anyway on the VOD. Verse 1999. Lucy face setting, I guess? What? That's not the right tab. This one. When she's your display character. Uh-huh. Look, someone else also prefers the robot face. Look at that. We were talking about this in my Discord, which people should join if you have not. Everyone is welcome. You can see cute pictures of my pet rats. That's great. But, how the heck do you... How do you change her face?
I'm glad you like it.
What?
As some have suggested that I should spend
Oh,
my
you tap her
vacation like a
wrist?
human. So
You tap her wrist. Perhaps. I think that's what happened. Let's go back here. Nala has a cute interaction where you swipe her mic stand and she hurries to grab from falling. It's cute. You tap until she does the animation, the spark on her hand, then she puts the face on. Click, 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 click.
are you trying to take off this face?
Oh.
Or wipe a stain from it? Either way, I am glad to know that you pay attention to the details. It is an essential quality for any good researcher.
What?
What a pity. It seems I will have to make
Oh.
some improvements to the space.
Hey! Why did it not happen before? I could swear that I was clicking on her face. That's the Lucy I want. Where's the... You know, I did a meme on Discord using the Drake meme, and then I kind of regretted it because I don't like Drake. I do not agree with or condone anything said or done by the artist known as Drake. I should have done a meme where it's, you know, Magneto from First Class X-Men, where he's talking to Mystique, and he's like, I want to see Mystique. No, I mean the real Mystique. And so she shows her blue self, and he's like, perfection. That kind of thing. You know what? I'm just gonna leave Lucy
You
on the
are
screen
very
like this with
still.
her robot face
Are
for the
you
rest of
in
today
mode?
because she's gorgeous.
But you're back.
The only thing I really like from Drake is the meme and the Hotline Bling remix with the Wii theme. Oh my gosh. Can you
Good job.
find that remix and put it in the music channel? Because I've gotta check that out. I am interested. You've piqued my interest. Back to finishing up dailies. Oh, I didn't start recording. Start recording. Hi, I'm starting the recording now. I forgot to do that earlier. I admit, I've done recordings, like a local recording, for every single one of my streams, and I almost never use them.
Become clear.
But I always do, like, on the off chance that something happens. You know, and I think the times when I have used it, I was glad that I recorded. So, you know, it is what it is.
Face the truth.
And I have the space for it on my computer, thanks to Duar building it the way he did.
Freaking dumbass. I'm losing my patience.
Can you guys believe that we're just about halfway through November? That makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense whatsoever. I'm sorry. I apologize. I should not have reminded people of the passage of time. That's a very rude thing to do on the internet. But I cannot help but remark on the passage of time. It's almost my birthday. Eh, hey, hey. Chameleon! Birthday! Happy birthday early! Let's see.
Joyeux anniversaire.
Let me see.
Joyeux anniversaire.
Joyeux anniversaire. There we go.
Joyeux anniversaire.
Joyeux anniversaire. Early. Maybe. Can I... Let's see. Happy birthday early? In avance.
Joyeux anniversaire en avance.
En avance. I've been checking out the the first 7 parts of the new main story, chapter 11 in Reverse 1999, and there's some French here and there. There's a lot of German, but there's also some French, and I'm getting so nervous because in 2 days I and the Cavalry voice acting group I'm in with Decaf and others, we're going to be doing our usual collab stream, and this time I'm going to do it! Unlike last week when I just had a headache all day long and it sucked. I'm actually going to be there, and I'm going to assist with voice acting Sentinel's side story, and she speaks French! I'm so nervous for all the French that's going to be all over the story. We'll see. Parfait. I assume that means perfect. Let me switch this around and see. P-A-R-F-A-I-T means perfect.
Parfait.
Okay, the R, the French R, is something that I'm very not confident in. Because I keep wanting to do a tapped R or a rolled R. Those are two R's that I can do. French R? I don't know. It's kind of something else. Parfait. I need to figure out how it's done. The French R is really difficult for English speakers to learn, to be honest. It's really not you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm starting with a handicap. We shall see. I'm probably, anytime I do it, it's gonna come out sounding like a tapped R instead, which is the Japanese one. Parfait. Maybe, I wonder if I can fake it by changing it into an L. L as in lasagna, L. Parfait. Like, at least it sounds better than a normal American R that way. What I'm thinking in my head. Go over here. Here we go.
My duty lies with you.
But yeah, the German accents and German language all
Till
over
torch
the
is lit,
first part
benefit from reading.
has been really interesting. I always feel I feel a certain connection to German. I have at least 2 friends who can speak it semi-fluently, and Duar, that German was the language that he chose to take classes of in high school. Because when Duar and I were growing up in school, they had a requirement that you'd take at least one non-English language course.
Benefit from reading.
I did 2 years of it, and I don't know if the 2 years was required for me or if I decided to do 2. I did Spanish, and apparently Duar did German at his school. So he knows a little bit about it. And apparently, Duar learned German from an Austrian teacher, or something like that, and it was something like he learned the Austrian pronunciation for a lot of German vocabulary as a result of that course, which is very interesting. So sounds become sounds, something like that, or it might be the other way around. I'm not sure which direction. Okay, I think that's the dailies. Let's see. That's the dailies. Alrighty. How are we doing on polls? And other things. Let's see. I have 162 polls. 140 of those are saved for Aaron. Chameleon says, I learned English and German in French school, so this chapter is made for me, actually. That's amazing! Do you have any commentary on the accent of German that you're hearing? Like, does it sound like a particular dialect of German, or like, I know that there's different accents of how you can speak German. I assume that in your class, you probably learned German as spoken by Germans, as opposed to German as spoken by Swiss or Austrians, whatnot. So there's 6 days, 12 hours left of Sentinel's banner. I am not even gonna bother using 8 pulls discounted for a 10 pull on Yearning of the Water because I really have a personal vendetta against this banner. I already have Flutter Page, and that's all good. I already did my 10 pull on this, and that's fine. My teacher was from Germany, so yes, but I was also kind of bad, so I'm not going to speak on it too much. LOL. I see. It's all good. Okay, got all this stuff. Yeah. Okie dokie. And I'm not going to touch the story quite yet, but I did want to share with anyone who hasn't played it yet. This main story has introduced a new element, a new kind of mechanic, the strategic sandbox. You click on it, and then as you read through the chapter, more and more gets revealed. And there's two sides to it. There's this side of it where you can do little puzzles and... I mean, it's not really a puzzle. You just dispatch some characters and get rewards after 5 seconds. And then click this other thing for a... kind of a blurb. Just a blurb. And then sandbox events in the top right corner, you click on it, and you can see pictures of the characters that are featured in the part you are on. So right now, I'm looking at part 1 here, right? So if I go to Strategic Sandbox and go to Sandbox Events, those are the characters that show up in part 1. Spoilers. And then if you click on these characters, and don't read the text if you don't want to be spoiled on part 1 of chapter 11, you get this little blurb, like a whole paragraph and a half, that summarizes what happens in part 1 of chapter 11, and you get, it's just a summary of what happens. So there's Vertin, and then there's the Foundation, and if you read those, ta-da, you now have a summary of what happened in part 1. And then you go to the next thing, and you get to see the next part. Although... did it go away? Okay, there's characters on this one. I don't know about this one. I know in Chapter 6, they got actual German speakers to dub the Isokania dialogues. Yeah, although it's so funny. I don't consider it a dub. I mean, it is a dub because you're dubbing the voice over images. It's not like a dub in the sense of dubbing over the original audio. It is a dub over character animation, I guess. And, yeah. I think they just cast those characters' voice actors really super well. They are both bilingual. So awesome. The black circle over the date also gives you a longer blurb. Oh. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's longer, but it's another blurb. So for people like me who are like, wait, so what happened in the part we just watched? And also, was there anything in that part that I missed? You go to Strategic Sandbox and to Sandbox Events, and I'm able to catch anything that I didn't catch the first time around, which is so nice. I really appreciate this so much. So definitely, every time you finish a part, go to the Strategic Sandbox right afterwards, get some little rewards, and then click on Sandbox Events to get a brief summary of the important story beats that you need to take away from what you just read. So there is my explanation. I wish that this game had done this the entire time. That would have been so helpful. Already from parts 1 through 7 of this new main story, chapter 11, there's been multiple story beats that I missed the first time through just experiencing it myself, that I caught thanks to this sandbox summary. So please, game, keep this thing here in all future updates. It is vital to those of us who are just not as good at following narrative. I remember in the Comfy Chico interview with Aiden Dawn that it was another VA who did the German lines for Caconia, while she did all the other lines in English with the accent. Yes, that's so cool. Wait, another one? There are probably some actors who do voice act in multiple languages, but in other cases, it can be a separate actor for the non-English dialogue. Yeah, I think in Kakania and Isolde's case, they had the same actor for both the German lines and English lines. I heard about this kind of timeline presentation system from other players, and I like the idea. It is very helpful to given the time travel core of element of the story. There's that too. Being able to really clearly see the order of events as they occur helps so much to keep things nice and clear. Okay, what was I gonna look up? Oh, yeah. Over here. Y'all should check out Comfy Chico's channel. Where was it? Yeah. I'll turn off my game audio for a second here. Kakania VA said the German speaking was done by a German VA. That's what I meant. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Very interesting. So Kakania did speak German, but only on the English version of the game. And then the German version of the game was by a different German VA. Interesting. Okay.
Highly requested, very exciting interview. We have the voice actor of Isolde, Ella Jonas Farlinger.
So fun. Definitely check out Comfy Chico. And if you want to see this video in full, it's over an hour long. I love shouting out other Reverse 1999 content creators. Check it out there. I wonder if there's any shorts. A little short would be nice. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
What are your favorite lines or scenes to record as Isolde?
Yeah, this is kind of silly, but like, I really loved her like electric chair stuff. Just because it was like so physical, and when you're standing in that booth for like hour 5, to like get something that like really forces you to sort of like move around and.
Oh, Magic says it's different than what I thought. The German dialogue in the English version of the game was done by a different actor. What? Why did I think that she was bilingual? I could have sworn that someone said she was bilingual and that she was doing all of that stuff. Okay. Oh, there's no German version. They just voice matched her so well we can't tell there are 2 VAs? Oh my gosh. What? Okay, I'm sorry I've been confusing this so much this entire time. What? Okay. What? Someone told me a long time ago that Kakania's VA was bilingual, but maybe they just assumed that because we thought it was the same actor and it was actually 2 voices. Interesting. That's wild. That's crazy voice matching if that's the case. Holy smokes.
Struggle is always nice, but like on an actual like emotional level, pretty much anything with Kakania, because it's really the moments where she can just like let her guard down, even if she is sort of like this honest person as we described. I think with Kakania are the moments where she gets sort of curious and sort of like has like an awe for the world, even when she's sort of melancholic. It's it's like when her heart kind of opens in a way that's not so dramatic necessarily, but just like intimate and subtle, and it was really nice to do all those.
That's so cool. Eee! Yeah, it wasn't until the interview that I went back to hear some of Kakania's German lines, and I can kind of pick out a slight difference, but the voices are pretty close that you might not notice in passing. I didn't notice a difference on the first run of Chapter 6. Wow, yeah. That's crazy. They went the extra mile to try to find someone who sounded similar then. Wow. French people keep whining they don't do this with the French, but low-key we're so culturally annoying with accents that I think it's very politically progressive of Bluepock to annoy those people, LMAO. So, they don't do, as in, they don't, cast, let's see, what do they do with the French in this game? Isn't, like, Matilda's French, that's the same VA speaking the French lines as the English Matilda lines, right? Matilda gives us so much French content and I love it. Same. She has such a cute squeaky voice, you know? Pretty soon here, it is about time for me to get started on this main story. I want to try to get as much of it done as possible before the collab stream in 2 days. Make sure you follow this Twitch stream or subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss it. I'll put up a VOD of the collab after it's all done. It's done by native French speakers who are huh? Oh, it is done by native French speakers who are not French from France. So they have accents, and every time somebody is like, they're not native because they have an accent, and like, all right, you can't say that. Wait, are they native French speakers or are they not native French speakers? Who are... Oh, that's okay. Okay, so French speakers from outside of France. So it's not done by... Okay, so they are native French speakers, as in it is their first language. French is their first language, and they're not from France. So their accent might be different. And some fans might get all annoyed and be like, this character's supposed to be from France, but they sound like they're from Canada. And it's like, well... I guess if someone was a total purist, I can understand their angle, but... I think beyond having the perfect accent, I want to hear that they sound like they are naturally speaking French. And so that's cool that they were able to get the people they did get. Okay, I want to get this started so I don't get interrupted by an ad. So, spoiler warning if you have not gotten to chapter 11 yet. I'm gonna put a big ol' spoilers tag on here. On the stream title. Sure that shows up. There we go. Alright. So, this is a warning. If you have not gotten this far, we are about to dive into spoilers. I'm gonna do a whole summary of parts 1 through 7 and then get started. Or maybe I'll just dive in so I don't run out of time before the ad. Magic says, I get some people might be sticklers, but given how unique this game is, I kind of give it a pass if some of the actors aren't entirely native to a certain area of the language they are representing. Yeah, for sure. who knows? Maybe they tried to get a French speaker from France and it just didn't work out. Right? As long as the dialogue is understandable, I think it's fine. LMAO. Yeah. Okay, so the last thing that happened in Part 7 was pretty dramatic. The first parts 1 through 6 was basically World War I is here, it's gone too long, and history has diverted off of its normal path, and the war just keeps going and going. Bye, Magic, thanks for stopping by, appreciate it. And so, the war continues. We are introduced to some soldiers, German soldiers who are fighting against the French in World War I. So, one of them is Charon, who his job is to, or he's made it his job to take the dead to a site somewhere else to get them buried, so they may rest in peace. And he has a lot of respect for the dead and a lot of respect for life. And at the end of Part 7, after a conversation with Sentinel, who let on that she believes that Manus Vindictae is seeping into people's minds in some form or fashion, somehow, and there are people in this war who don't realize they are under the influence of Manus Vindictae. There is something in their eyes. And Charon notices that whatever that was in the eyes of his friend, Mayor, what's his name? The Major. And the Major is like, getting really aggressive, and he wants to shoot 2 French deserters that they see. And the other guys are like, they're deserting. They're coming over here without their guns. Their hands are up. The Major's like, no, shoot them. And Charon stops him, and he's like, this is not you. You are not the friend that I know. And Charon reveals his face, not to us, but to his friend. And he emits a mist that knocks the Major out. And Charon takes him from the trenches and tells one of the guys, okay, you're in charge here now. I'm gonna take care of this guy. Charon plays peekaboo with him, and Brown lost bad. Yeah. So that's what last happened. And now... oh, it's gonna be Charon and Brown. Major Brown. Mayor Brown. I'm learning a lot of pronunciations from this chapter, and I'm gonna have to try to remember all of them for when I'm doing voice acting for the side stories with the collab. Okay, so Chapter 11. Part 8. Death of the Young. You know what? This is a little quiet. I'm gonna make it a little bit louder. Just a touch. And then I'll check it later and see if I like it. Alright, here we go. Both life and death are equally insignificant.
Don't worry so much, Paul. We'll find glory on the battlefield. No man can stop us as long as we stick together.
You know that Paul is Charon's previous name, but he goes by Charon now.
Come on, let's join the war and prove ourselves to Herr Mühlenberger. Think how proud your parents will be. Their son, a war hero.
Herr Mühlenberger. Okay, Mühlenberger.
Eberhard!
Eberhard is Brown's first name.
Verdammt! Where's Dietrich? He and Becker are dead. Grab that gun. We need to go. Move! Do you think we'll win, Paul?
I don't know, mein Freund. I think I just want to go home.
Dietrich, Bethke, and Elvin. What did they die for if we just give up?
Oh no.
Hang in there, Paul. The only way to make their sacrifice count is to win.
Oh.
We promised we'd go home together. Paul. Paul!
Major, the past is in the past. You can't change anything by letting yourself be overcome by sorrow.
Ooh, is this someone from Spain, perhaps?
Don't forget that victory is the only thing that matters, and we can give it to you.
Give it to me? How?
I'll make you a true hero. One without fear or hesitation.
Oh, this is who gave him something that changed his eyes, Brown's eyes, so that he is without fear or hesitation. Okay. Smoke and blood fade into the distance. Eberhard lies on a wooden board, dragged by some unseen force. He swallows air like a drowning man, and immediately the foul stench of decay fills his lungs. The dragging stops.
You're awake.
Oh, he's called Paul here.
Paul?
But the man behind the mask says nothing. He only offers a hand.
My head hurts.
Eberhard struggles to adjust to his surroundings, taking a long time to find
Where
focus.
are you taking me?
They're referring to them as different names than before. Before, Eberhard was referred to as Brown, or Major Brown.
Mon père, the Foundation may have some cure for the spell you have fallen under.
No. No.
Still dazed after the ordeal, he can only mutter in denial. He looks around, searching for something to brace against, eventually finding the ground. He takes off his hat and scratches at his straw-like golden hair.
Gott im Himmel. What did I do?
He still can't find his breath, each gasp of air only making the choking sensation worse.
That deserter. I ordered Rudolph to pull the trigger, but I was the one who killed him.
Oh.
The other lives. Eri saw to that.
He wasn't the only one. So many have died. And I was the one that sent them to their death.
Did Charon cast a debuff spell? Or, not a debuff. He dispelled the Manus Vindictae debuff on Eberhard. Eberhard lowers his head, holding his gaze at a small patch of soil beneath him. Charon watches him, adjusting his dark cloak.
Do you remember, Power? There was a poem by Goethe.
Goethe.
No, Schiller, maybe. Ah, those days at school feel like a fairy tale now. Herr Mühlenberger asked you and Dietrich to write it out on the blackboard. You two didn't even know where to start. I remember I thought he was going to snap you both in two. Just a few months later, we were here. Dietrich died that very first day. Do you remember how we cried that night? We thought it would be the saddest day of our lives. We ran out of tears before anything else. Mir ist kalt, Paul.
Die Angst kehrt zurück. Halte
The
sie
fear
fest.
long absent is
Sie wird
growing
nicht wärmer.
inside you again. Hold on to it. You'll warm up. Eberhard clenches his teeth and braces himself.
This is the place you found, isn't it? Where Franz was buried.
He lies below us.
There are so many graves. But I am still alive. Why, Paul? Why am I not lying among them?
Survivor's guilt.
The living speak of luck. The rest are silent.
The answer doesn't satisfy, but the lone survivor cannot find a new question. After a long silence, he speaks again.
I wish I could forget it all now. If I didn't know what happened, I wouldn't... No. No, it's not right for me to ask that. But I'm still alive. Is there anything I can do for them?
That isn't a question for the dead. I can't tell you what to do, Eberhard.
Eberhard reaches into his coat pocket but finds it empty. He stifles a helpless grunt.
You mentioned Manus Vindicte.
You remember?
What about the Foundation? You talked to them too, right? Do you really think they can stop this war?
They pursue peace, but it cannot be found by their efforts alone.
He turns from the hill to the woods. Through the thicket and further lies the town of Montpaille. Eberhard closes his eyes and waits for his thoughts to settle.
Come on. Let's go see Montpaille again. I was about to pay a visit to Herr Mühlenberger when someone from Army Command said the colonel wanted to see me. I was taken to a meeting room with many other officers. I recognized them. I knew many had just been promoted like me. Colonel Hirschfelder showed up to give us a speech. Yeah. The same colonel who was assassinated after the parley. The time has come when our nation calls for heroes, he said. With our foremost goal to create a prosperous new world for our children. We have fought valiantly, and now the war turns in our favor. We stand but one step away from total victory, yet it is at this very moment that our soldiers have lost their courage. They waste their time looting every barn, cellar, and shed in search of treasure, and drink to numb their fears. Their greed and cowardice have spread through our army like a malignant tumor. Fortunately, we have found a cure. An organization that believes in the promise of our victory has provided us with an extraordinary development. That's all I remember. I don't have a mind for technology, but it just washed the fear off me. Thinking about it now, we must have been like lab rats to them. As soon as they finished their ritual, we became so sure of our victory that we began yelling and singing as one. We were just fresh-faced boys again, thirsty for a war we'd forgotten.
The hiss of static echoes through the spacious room, then fades.
I think that's enough for now. That was a recording from a German major we encountered in Montpaille. I intend to submit a report with full details, including his entire statement and an explanation for our inquiries.
The head of the frontline investigation quiets, awaiting further instructions from the decision-makers at the rear.
Manus Vindicte is moving quicker than any of us could have imagined.
But none of these make sense.
Pedro has returned from the front, still shaken from the assassination attempt. Yeah, it happened right in front of him.
If they came to this era at the same time as we did, how could they have already infiltrated the military higher-ups in such a short time?
We've already theorized that Arcana may now possess the power to rewrite history, which means going forward, any records from history as we once knew it will be unreliable for estimating their strengths.
Pedro falls into a heavy silence.
Pedro, what were the other representatives' opinions concerning Manus Vindictae?
They all denied its existence.
I see. It seems as though we're left with no other option but to change policies.
No, we can't resort to such radical measures.
The Dove's representative states his position in advance.
The Foundation risks alienating any potential allies if we act too aggressively now. This war will not be the end of our fight. We will need to rely on their cooperation in the future. And that requires trust and a sense of security.
On the subject of governments, I have some news to report.
Creus's voice resurfaces in the conference hall.
A man of the Interfactional Committee paid a secret visit to Montpé, hoping to obtain intel about the Manus.
A secret visit?
As a fellow politician, Pedro immediately grasps the true intent behind their visit.
What did they say? Do they intend to use our intel against the heads of their army command?
You've guessed it. If their government manages to rein in the army, it'll be much easier to reach a ceasefire.
Man of the Interfactional Committee. Hoping to obtain intel about the Manus. Do they intend to use our intel against the heads of their army command? If their government manages to rein in the army, it'll be much easier to reach a ceasefire. Right. That guy. Did we get his name? I forget, but yeah.
But if anyone were to find out, we might be accused of interfering in their internal affairs. Have you considered that, Creus?
Officially, the Foundation never made any contact with their government. All I did was have a candid conversation with a man about my concerns for his people.
Oh, George or George or I don't know how to pronounce it in a different way. He stresses one key detail.
At any rate, they haven't any reason to expose their cooperation with us.
There are simply too many uncertainties to consider.
The politician, accustomed to checks and balances, catches the implication of a factional dispute.
History will only be restored to its rightful track if the peaceful factions on each side can rise to power and stop this war. This has been our goal from the beginning. It doesn't matter which era we end up in. We always benefit from a political climate that is friendly to the Foundation. That's undeniable. What do you think, Pedro?
He removes his glasses and rubs his eyes.
I might be able to persuade some of the other committee members to support this proposal. If we're certain of this course of action, then we'll have to provide intel to those seeking peace, in all governments involved.
Good. No faction should put their own goals above those of the Foundation's. We'll need more to verify that Major's statement. Send investigators to search other regions and report everything they see. Creus, continue your investigation. Follow every possible lead.
Understood. We'll dig up whatever they have buried.
Good timing, okay. I am going to run ads now. I'm going to take a break. And then I'll come back and click on Strategic Sandbox and talk about what just happened. So I'm going to get up and stretch, use the restroom, get something to drink. Recommend you all do the same. And after ads for 3 minutes, I'll meet y'all back here. Be right back. I'm back. Everyone else is back. Alright. Let's take a look at the strategic sandbox. The Foundation has recently acquired a batch of arcane items. Need additional support staff to assist. Early deliveries desired. So glad that these are nice short little things. Yes, excerpt from Utu, Frontline Special Issue. There's an unspoken cause of death for officers on the battlefield killed by their own men. Ooh, maybe that's also Manus Fintech Day stuff? There are many reasons. If morale is low, some troops may turn their anger on the brass. Murderers get caught and lash out to survive.
Far too often, an officer barks out a seemingly suicidal order, and his men turn their guns on him instead. Oh boy. Amidst silent graves, the Major slowly returns to himself. His recovery leads him to Montpay, where he shares vital intelligence with the Foundation. Okay. Eberhard and Paul were drafted into the army at the same time. They fought side by side, grieved for lost comrades, and held on to the belief that only victory could make their suffering worth it. Sunk cost fallacy, in a way. Now Eberhard recovers from terror with Paul's help, his war fervor slowly fading. With heavy hearts, they decide to head toward Montpay. The information Eberhard shares gives the Foundation higher-ups and the captain of 12 Squad key insights into how Manus Vindicta operates, helping them prepare more effective plans. That's right. Prius is the head of 12 Squad. Charon has lost the ability to see what lies ahead for those who survive, and he has no power to change the course of fate. Still, he chooses to stay with his friend, holding on to the hope that even such a small act might shift the direction of the war. Chameleon says, Montpay means Mount Peace, by the way. It's a cute detail to me. Okay, good to know. Mount Peace, Montpay. The verified signs of Manus' involvement in the military affairs lead him to report the secret visit made to him by the head of the interfactional committee. He needs more concrete evidence. Now, see, there's a section here with that guy. Doesn't say the guy's last name there. But onward we go. Paths Crossed, Part 9. Depths of the forest. Night falls and creatures stir. It's Sentinel! Not far away, there's another shadow hiding in the forest. Under the cover of night, perhaps he would be taken for a withered tree trunk. But gargoyles belong to the night. They recognize one another with ease in the dimness. What?
Un homme est proclamé coupable.
A man is
et pour
proclaimed
cela
guilty,
condamné à mort.
and for this he is
Privé
condemned
même
to
de la
death,
justice d'un procès.
denied even the justice of a trial.
Son exécution est
His
survenue tel
execution
enfant,
comes as a
le
wind,
réduisant au silence
silencing
avant
him
qu'il ait pu
ere he might
prononcer
utter a
un mot de
word of
repentir.
repentance.
Et c'est cela que tu appelles la
And
justice?
this thou wouldst call righteousness?
Leave me be, Ladislas.
Ladislas. He shrugs the heavy question off.
Hast thou reflected on thine actions? Meeting eye for eye and tooth for tooth. Is it justice or vengeance still?
Do you think so little of me that I would call it justice, even were it not so? Blame me then, cousin. Damn and condemn me. I care not.
Never would I damn thee, cousin. For it is thy soul for which I am most concerned. I fear it doth wither with every act of malice. Hark and listen well. Dost thou forget the nature of our unholy ancestry? We are the kin of demons. 1,000 years hence, and their malevolence yet floweth thickened in our veins. and their whispers pricketh still our ears in the silence.
Then answer me this question, dear cousin. You stand before the scales of a balance. On one pan, the lives of 10 men, and on the other, 100. If you had the power to shift its weight to save the money, would you?
A question that is heavy laced with blasphemies. Hast thou already bent thine ear to the devil's lies?
Answer me, cousin. Elsewise, there is nothing more that needs to be said.
Ladislas furrows his brow and lowers his head, lips motioning the words of a prayer.
Silence? Are you truly so naive? The scales are laying far heavier for those in the throes of war. Yet you have not even the courage to answer a simple question. I'm afraid you have mistaken your weakness for virtue. Go back to the monastery, Ladislas. This is war. Red in tooth and claw. And your heart proves too quick to kindle.
Ladislas vanishes into the dark with a sigh, his form melting into the night. The gargoyle soldier leans against a tree for a brief rest. In the crook of its branches, she begins to slowly turn to stone. Ooh.
You are again at odds, it seems.
A voice rings in her ears. It speaks without source, coming from neither place nor person.
'Twas not a battle, I thought.
Our cousin is more learned than either of we two, but he lacks in courage compared to thee, most daring of us all.
I do not deny his learnedness, but there are neither letters nor prose that might aid my mission.
Who is she talking to?
Thou burnest too short a wick, and the flames of perdition rise to meet thee. I fear for thee, Marie, that thou go forth to a battle that will consume thee, whether in defeat or in triumph.
A voice rings in her ear, without a source coming from neither place nor person. Hey.
Marcel, Antoine, and Yvonne. They once promised to return as thou didst. Yet they fell all the same, each after the last. Yvonne was taken before she had even tasted battle.
Let remorse consume me if it must. But God willing, I will see the end of this war first. Ere then, the fear of regret will not stay me. Not now. And perhaps, on that day when peace finally comes, he will return to us.
Voice vanishes in the night's breeze. He would not hear it again this night. She shakes off the scales of stone and resumes the march toward her next lead. Aravion lays out a local strategic map over the table. Prayus picks up a handful of bullets, placing the first on Montpé.
Major Brown was able to recall some of the locations that may have been used by the Menace. His coordinates aren't what anyone would call precise, so he'd best start searching ASAP. Chester, you'll take the forest. Casper will be expecting you on the edge.
One bullet stands upright on a spot marked as the forest.
Camilla, Lee, you'll search from here and move along the river.
We'll get it done, sir.
Each new order is marked by another round placed upright on the table.
Charles, Amanda, you're on Hill 299. You'll need to cross no man's land to get there. Make sure you establish your identity with both sides in advance to avoid friendly fire.
Understood.
The crowded room empties order by order, bullet by bullet, until only the last round remains.
Aravion.
Yes, sir.
I want you on this village. Take Marsha with you. She's a skilled combatant as well as a medic. You can count on each other.
Oh, we're looking up through the map. And that's why we're seeing the butt of each of these bullets here. And all of the words are backwards. I get it. Very nice.
Yes, sir.
Paravian exits, leaving one person remaining without order. The young soldier locks eyes with his superior, an unspoken relief written on his face.
So, does that mean I'll remain on standby in Montpay?
It's bodyguard, right? From the last chapter?
Yes. I need someone coordinating the defense of this town should the Manus attack.
Oh.
Relief turns into dread. Abandoned village.
Is this it?
Lillian says, "This guy's design is killing me. He looks like an Otome game love interest." I know, right? To me, he makes me think of Final Fantasy VII? I don't know.
I believe so. Let's get on with it.
The village around them still carries the signs of lush wilderness and gentle fields. A place of abundance and safety. And a second HP. Okay.
Watch my 6.
The two draw weapons and enter from the side. The investigators are not stopped in any way, and if they hadn't been instructed to do so, they would have just treated this place as another forgotten remnant of better days.
This place is empty. It's heartbreaking to see it so quiet.
We're ahead of schedule. Let's start by checking the houses one by one.
Good. Find anything?
Only some letters I can't read. I guess they didn't have time to post them before they left.
There were some small arms in the basement. All of them older models and rusty. The ammo was damp.
Marcia holds her gaze on an empty warehouse.
This place had to have been looted more than a few times. The only valuables left are the ones too heavy to move.
So basically there's nothing here. What do the Manus want it for?
Shakes her head in frustration.
I was rushed through the investigator training before being sent to Montpay. It's possible I missed something.
The young man tries to console her, but his smile is stiff.
Don't worry, you're doing fine. Mr. Craeus always says training is no match for experience.
Actually, wait, Chameleon, are you talking about this, Palavian guy? Or were you talking about Craeus's design? Paravian, yes. Does look like an Otome game love interest, now that I look at him.
Blackbird is a prime example. I mean, Meryl. You met her back in Montpay. She's been through all the training the Foundation could throw at her, but she still isn't ready for the battlefield. I probably shouldn't say, but she nearly went mental during the Antarctic operation.
The battlefield is crueler than ordinary people can imagine. A few weeks of military training just isn't enough.
Paravian follows the topic and broaches a question he's long been holding back.
So, what's your deal? I know you came from some order with special arcane training. You can freeze your fear and pain, emotional stuff during battle until you feel safe. I only skimmed through the briefing. Is that right?
It's more complicated than that. But I'm not sure I'd like to get into it now.
Future playable character? Question mark?
No need to apologize. Just... Do you think we missed anything?
Well, let's take a minute. What could they even possibly hide here? Arms? Chemical weapons? Secret files? Or gear smuggled back from the future?
I don't know much about Manus and Dictate, or the future.
There's a sudden ear-splitting pop, followed by a thundering explosion as rocks spatter across her armor.
Incoming!
Armored vehicle, 200 meters northwest of the village. Take cover!
Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, wasn't there going to be a fight this time? Yes, there's the fight. Okay. Everyone's using Nautica.
Greetings.
Whoa, Manus tank. World War I soldier, Manus. Manus, World War I soldiers.
Agreed. Sensing their thoughts. Taking a peek inside. Our victory comes in a tide of blood, though it may come with pain. Close your eyes.
Ow! I'm losing my patience!
The armor's too thick. We need a higher caliber weapon.
You retreat. At least one of us needs to make it back to report base.
She's like smiling? Or is she in her freeze state that she was
On my
talking
signal.
about?
You run, I'll cover you.
Deafening gunshot.
Incoming!
Look out!
I hope you like a splash of red.
Sterilize.
Sensing their thoughts. Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
She loves tanks, maybe?
Toes! Freaking dumbass!
Wait, that wasn't enemy fire.
There's a breach in the armor. See? It's slowing down.
This may be our only chance, Masha.
Wear gloves.
Taking a peek inside. Sensing their thoughts.
Get out of here!
Another perfect combination of reason and passion.
Rewards! I didn't mean to hit the square. Whatever. How many pulls do I have? 163.
I'm afraid I only have turnip stew to serve you. I will add a few sausage scraps to your bowl, however.
I think the new voice is pretty fun.
Here. Now go. It's best you leave before another battle breaks out. Is there something else you want from me? You know what? Since you're so fond of visiting, take the chair you're sitting on. Even through the coldest winters, that chair was spared the fire. Perhaps it was meant for you. Right. Since you insist on staying, I will go to the market and see what I can find. Sit here for a while longer if you like. Prepare for a lifelong stay, even. With any luck, this place will become your grave by the time the next farce ends.
What's that about? Huh. Guided by this information, Marcia and 12 Squad's Beagle scout an abandoned village, only to find themselves caught in an ambush from an armored vehicle. Her fellow gargoyles await in the forest. Okay. Ladislas worries about her recent crime and fears she's falling into darkness. And then she enters a petrified state to rest, and a soft voice reaches her ears. Da-da-da-da-da-da. An unspoken question lingers on Kratos' mind. Is Meryl a trustworthy squad mate, or is she still unready to stand on her own? Okay, that sure was an unspoken question. I don't think I picked that up whatsoever. Huh. Daedalus here, hello! Hope you're having an okay day. I think this is my favorite story adjacent perspective / voice. Her accent and subject matter feels like she's a person living in the world. The other ones felt eerily detached from the larger goings on. Oh, the person who was giving me turnip soup just now? Right. Right, like she's talking about what she's doing and she's like, I'm giving you soup. That was an interesting little interlude there. Yeah, I like that. I like it quite a lot. Alright. Should I keep on updating what part I'm on? Probably. From... let's see... I'm gonna keep on updating it. Now on part 10. Save that. Okay, I guess we'll keep going. Chapter 11, Part 10, Devil's Work. Sounds both gentle and harsh, the whispering wind and rustling grass. And I think that's Kratos and someone else. And then Sentinel is up here, and there's someone else, but I can't see who it is. Thick, acrid smoke billows from the wreckage of the armored vehicle. Marcia braces herself on a pile of debris, all at once letting herself feel the sharp, tearing pain in her shoulder.
It's over. Someone helped us.
Daedalus says, the gravelly-voiced guy early on, the kindly older lady, they felt like omniscient observers with personification. This new lady's part feels smaller, more intimate. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Parabian, are you alright?
He looks across the road. Just ahead, the young man is pinned under a heavy beam.
Stay put, Marcia. You're bleeding. I can I can get myself out.
Goodness, they got messed up. Paravian strains with all his strength, but can't move the timber an inch.
We're all clear. Let me help you.
Don't fuss over me. It's just a bit of wood. You need to stay put. Your head and shoulder are bleeding.
What? Am I hurt?
Marcia staggers to her feet.
I'm feeling faint.
She reaches for the top of her head.
It seems you're right. I'm bleeding profusely from several wounds. That's what I get for suppressing all my pain.
Right.
So, just a little shrapnel. Nothing too serious.
Treat your wounds first, Marcia.
Understood.
She leans back on a pile of fallen bricks, her head swaying until it slumps.
I'll be alright. I just need a little rest. Huh?
Her gaze lifts up to a pair of boots. Then, the sizable barrel of an anti-tank rifle. She looks up.
You, again.
She struggles to her feet.
Sit.
Her legs buckle, leaving her braced up against the debris.
You saved us. Thank you.
What brought you here?
Collecting intel on Manus Vindictae.
Have you no reckoning on the danger in this place?
Marcia shakes her head.
Imbecile. You might well have breathed your last in that battle.
Let go!
Huh?
Who's out there?
Sentinel turns, spotting a figure emerging from the armored vehicle's smoking shed.
Let me go! You're gonna get me killed!
At his feet lies a wounded soldier in the same black uniform.
No! Sterling, please!
Huh? The wounded man's cries are cut short. Sterling turns two manic bloodshot eyes toward the advancing sniper. Ooh, bloodshot eyes. Maybe it's the Manus Vindictae thing?
Fuck!
A bullet strikes the gargoyle clean through her abdomen, but it draws no blood. Instead, chips of stony debris fall out from the wound.
What the hell? You goddamn monster!
The man's eyes go wider still as he turns to flee. She does not give chase. She walks to Paravian and lifts the beam from his body.
Thanks. Who are you? Are you with the Foundation?
The young man finds his answer in her grim and stony face.
Stay here and tend to your comrade. I will tend to our enemies.
Windmill Plain.
Are we the only ones left? Where's Colton? Dead! Now get the lead out and run! She's coming at us! She's coming! Shoot her, Eugen! Shoot her! I can't see her. Where are we running? Look! There's an old mill ahead. We'll regroup there to intercept her. Keep running, you idiot! I see her now. She's there. Die! You idiot! My hand!
An old windmill lies just ahead. Refuge in his panicked mind.
For the wicked flee, and I pursueth.
Another bullet strikes her shoulder and glances off at another spray of stone.
Why won't you die, you devil?
A devil, you call me? What are you, then?
What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
You who discord between nations and plot schemes for the undoing of man. Who then is your master?
Ooh, look at that. She steps closer.
For if you do the devil's work, are you not a devil like me? J'ai pitié de vous. Repent and you may yet find mercy in the judgment of the Lord.
Yeah, I love the art a lot too. It's they've given it a texture that makes it look like it was traditionally painted.
And now art thou cursed from the earth.
What the hell do you want? Back off!
Sterling, isn't it? You need not fear me. You still have time.
Which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Repent and you may yet be saved. Speak.
What are you talking about? What do you want from me?
When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
The soldier tumbles to the ground. As he scrambles, he launches into a desperate prayer.
Answer me. For what purpose does Manus Vindicte drive the world to war and ruin?
Mother of Resurrection, the guiding one.
The prayer follows a pattern she knows by heart, yet the name he speaks is strange.
Please have mercy on your humble servant. I pray for a miracle, a ladder into your eternal kingdom. I hereby offer my life to you. Please save me from desperation and take me to the Golden Era.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
He saves the last bullet for himself.
A blasphemer to the end.
Miss Sentinel? Miss Sentinel!
I'm gonna put a violent and graphic depictions tag on my stream. There we go. I wish I knew to do that ahead of time. That would be nice. But it is what it is. It's Biz Radio! I don't think we got any new information from that. The Sentinel's timely intervention destroys the enemy vehicle, yet in the chaos, enemy soldiers slip away, sparking a desperate pursuit across the windmill plain. Sentinel's attack destroys the armored vehicle, forcing the surviving Manus soldier to flee. In a panic, he kills his wounded teammates before making his escape. Okay, that's what happened. It's so... The way that Manus characters act is very chaotic and confusing, and I wish that they would make it more clear in the narrative itself. So did Sentinel take out the guy's companion? Why didn't he get a second chance? It seemed that Sentinel was trying to give this guy a second chance. I think Sterling killed his friend in panic and thought that she did, maybe? It's very passive voice here. His companion is taken out almost immediately. It's kind of vague. I don't know, like, the way they write it here, it's like he reunites with a fellow soldier, but Sentinel catches up quickly. His companion is taken out almost immediately. That seems to imply that it was Sentinel that did. And if that's the case, I don't understand why Sentinel took out the guy, but then didn't take out the main guy, Sterling. Aww. Curious. Okay. Onwards to part 11. I keep updating the title of the stream. Oh, that's what this was. Her following him next to the mill. Alrighty. Part 11. Wounds and scars. No one can make sense of why this war drags on. I guess it goes back to what you were saying at the beginning of the stream. What does it mean to be anti-war in war? Yeah. Fix bayonets! For victory! Charge! Your cavalry's returned. Hold the line, I'll shoot any coward that runs. You're from the Arcane Support Company? Go get that monster! Oh my, there's a fight right away. Marcia?
Merde. Those accursed knights. Calm yourself, Marianne. Steady your breathing. You need not panic. This will not be the end of you.
Daedalus says, I think one rule of fighting multiple targets is to get it down to 1v1 as soon as possible. Possible she only saw opportunity for leniency once plurality was neutralized. Oh. Could be. Okay. Could be. Okay. I don't really know how Sentinel's kit works. I haven't done any research. But when I look at it, it's very confusing. There's a lot of things here. The channel thing in particular is really long. I don't know if I should use her attack or her channel to start things off. I guess she's by herself, so I'll just use attack.
Essential and build the hidden. A short hit.
Channel status goes for 3 rounds. Always be channeling. Attack when channel is up. Uh-huh, okay. Alright.
Target locked down. By God's grace. Don't waste your time. The enemies of peace shall be stamped out. A short hit.
Got it. Okay.
My sight shall unveil the hidden. The enemies of peace shall be stamped out. A short hit. Now is the time for repentance. A worthy victory. But the fight is far from over.
Alright. She'll auto-attack against enemy action twice a turn when channeling. Okay. Hey, look at that! We got another music to put in the radio. Ooh. Ooh. She can't remember how she did it. Perhaps her enemies were as exhausted as she was, or perhaps it was just the devil's luck. Ooh, look at that. Okay, let me make this a little bit more legible. Oop. There we go. Ooh. Wow. This artwork is nice. Izzy B. Flower is here! Oh my gosh, it's been a long time! Welcome! Hope you're having an okay day! This is just a quick warning for spoilers. This is chapter 11 for the main story of Reverse 1999 that we're at right now. We're about halfway through it. Halfway through the chapter. She should be behind your main DPS, read Nautica, to give them access to dread bullets. Got it. Yeah, I remember there was something about something to the ally in front of you, or something like that. I hope you've been doing well, Izzy B. Flower. Great to see you here. I think I recall you last saying you were busy with school and things like that. Very cool. Very awesome of you. Alright. Onwards with this part, which is apparently some kind of backstory, I guess, or some flashback. I know, I'm sorry, school been keeping me on my toes. I haven't played Reverse in so long. Oh, don't apologize, that's fine. But yeah, there's so much content in Reverse, every single patch. They keep wanting to get caught up with CN, so the patches are short, and it's also a lot of content, so yeah, it's a lot. Something something dark side, something something complete. Oh, and guess what? I started to play the horse game! The horse gacha! Yay, you've joined us! Umamusume Pretty Derby is so fun. And the most recent patch made a lot of excellent quality of life changes. I was kind of marveling at all the quality of life improvements when I was playing today. I noticed that it's a lot faster to do daily missions and things like that, so that's pretty fun. It's an excellent time to start playing the game if people haven't joined in on the horse girl action yet. Yeah, I fell into the trap. It's pretty quality. Right now, if you log in every day, you get a free 10 pull, so that's cool. Alright. Struggling, fighting purely by instinct, she holds her heavily armored foe at bay. Time crawls to a standstill. Her bayonet is stopped mere centimeters from her foe's throat by 2 armored fists.
Dost thou recall when once, in our youth, we fought over an apple tree?
Lâche-moi!
Let go of me!
Nein, du Teufel!
No, damn it.
Thou wished to cut its wood and make us a fire to roast a chicken. But I rebuked thee. For I believed the tree would bear fruit, and it would be the sweeter bounty of the two.
Ooh.
Thou didst find a bush with overripened berries and hurled them at me, crying that they should serve as my supper, while the chicken would be for thee alone. And I retaliated in kind.
Izzy B. Flower says, "Who is she? Oh, I've missed too much." This is the newest 6-star character, Sentinel. So we just met her.
Ere long, we were painted red with juice.
This is basically the beginning of the third year of the story. We just finished the second year's story, last patch. And this is the beginning of the third year. And we start in the year 1920. And World War I, for some reason, is going too long. It's going longer than it was supposed to have gone.
What a bloody melee we fight, we laughed as we laid down our arms. What fun we had that day.
Non. Je ne veux pas.
I don't want to.
But the battle thou fightest now shall not end in the gentle smears of red berries. What drives humanity to war? Could it be so different from what drove us to it beneath that apple tree?
Is there a prince guy then? I don't know what you're talking about. Not sure what you mean by that. Marcia is somewhat princely. She's very knightly. She's the knight in this scenario here.
I dare not imagine how a slaughter that has claimed the lives of millions could be waged for so small a cause.
Is it darker now, or is it zooming out? I can't tell.
That we should be brought to bloodshed driven only by the fear of those whom we were taught to despise. What immortal hand or eye could frame the cause behind these deadly ends? Thou art more courageous than I, Marie. Never hast thou doubted thy conviction. So tell me, I pray, is there some purpose in the war they now fight? For I see no divine meaning to be found in this killing and dying.
Did she have a dream about the past? Small caliber rounds pose no real threat to her rocky exterior, but that does little to reduce the pain. And healing comes slowly.
Agnes?
No response. That was expected. But what she had not expected was the next voice.
Who's Agnes?
Oh.
She matters not. But what brings you here?
But this is Sentinel Izzy B. Flower. She is French, and she is a gargoyle. Her arcane skill is that when she is shot with bullets, she hardens into stone, and she can't not be injured by them. Sort of. I guess apparently she can be, sort of, kind of. She's super pretty. Super pretty. And she wants the war to end, and she is trying to end it by assassinating bad guys. She, earlier in this story, assassinates someone. And we're hoping that she has pure intentions, and she seems to. Hold on, let me just download the game back. Yeah.
I'm taking you somewhere safe. Paravian, that young man who came with me, is back at the village. He'll continue with our search. Before you ask, I'm doing fine. Like you. I'm made of Sterna stuff.
She wants to design and make fancy clothes. What? What are you talking about? She rotates her arm, looking as if her wounds had all but disappeared.
I checked over your wounds, but I have no earthly idea what to do with this gravel. I know how to treat flesh, not stone. But that wound won't be a problem for you, will it?
That's in her trailer? Okay. I kind of end up skipping a lot of trailers because I'm worried about them, like, spoiling things. I've just been so busy with, like, school and other things in my life that's been going on. The only game that I sort of catch up on for a while is Genshin and HSR. Yeah, I mean, these games, especially games like Reverse and the Hoyoverse games, their story takes a while to play, and every patch there's so much stuff. I totally understand not having time for all of that.
No.
Her physical pain is bearable, but the lingering echoes of her nightmare cause her to grit her teeth.
Were you dreaming? Seemed like a nightmare.
So, like, they've met on the battlefield before, and Sentinel remembers, but Marcia doesn't? Is that what we're to take from this? She locks her stare forward and away. There's field dressing for the wounds that truly pain her.
I don't know if this will help.
She removes her gloves. It's a brisk and almost tender motion, revealing deep slashing cuts across her palms.
Could it be? Are you...
I am. But that battle is long over.
Oh, she remembers too.
Are no longer enemies.
Makes sense. Sentinel's face was visible in that scene. The howls of their deadly melee still ring in her ears.
It
Man.
was a senseless fight. I hurt you.
Imagine running into someone you fought on the battlefield later on.
It wasn't your fault. In fact, I thank you for it. They thought I died fighting you. I used that as my opportunity to leave.
Izzy says, thank you. When I downloaded the Horse Gotcha game, I knew I had to tell you. I have you on YouTube to watch sometimes when I miss and such. Oh, that's great! Yay! Thanks for telling me that you got into Uma Musume. I've been really enjoying it. It's so nice to play a game that is so, like, bubbly and happy. It still does have, like, some really meaningful, good drama in some of the stories, but compared to Hoyoverse and Reverse 1999, it's a lot lighter and happy and just happy faces. And the designs are really good, I think.
For some time after that, I was with an international rescue team. We came under attack by the Manus for our efforts, but the Foundation intervened.
And he says, what do you mean Reverse 1999 is so bubbly? Look at them. They're having a great time. They're so happy. Look, she's just an attractive, cute, red-haired anime girl. That's all. Now kiss! I know, right? I can feel it. Yeah, the last time I was, no, I'm not playing this game, but then it just seemed very fun, too. Yeah. Literally a meet cute. It's so true.
Wait. Then you remember me?
Marcia nods, a gentle, graceful motion, carrying the reassurance of a doctor at her patient's bedside.
And you didn't. I was wearing a helmet. But you don't have a face one forgets.
Marianne.
Huh?
She told her real name.
Oh, that's your name. Marie-Anne. It's lovely.
Oh my gosh, this is romantic. She repeats it, stressing the syllables as if to remember it.
Tell me then, what do you know about Manus Vindictae?
They are a secret organization open to only pure-blooded arcanists. Simply put, their goal is to cause as much chaos as possible and eventually destroy all of human society.
And this Mother of Resurrection is like a god to them?
Something like that, yes. She died once, but they managed to resurrect her through some awful ritual.
A resurrected madwoman?
Her disdain curdles into hatred. Fingers clenched like she's trying to crush something in midair. Ooh, she's got a problem with resurrection.
Then she is a false prophet. An imposture of the true resurrection.
Oh. Okay. Marcia seizes the opportunity to move to her side. Million says, Marion is the name of a figure representing freedom in French culture. Oh, I didn't know that. I assumed it was supposed to evoke, the Virgin Mary or something. But that's even more interesting and awesome. I like that better.
The war between the Foundation and Manus Vindictae has lasted ages. Longer even than this war. You and the Foundation share the same goals. And the intelligence you gathered may prove crucial for us. If you would be willing to share it, we may be able to reach a truce sooner. So please, mull it over.
The logo of the French Republic is literally the outline of a woman we call the Marianne. Oh, let me see this. I bet it's like emblem or something. No, that's the coat of arms. Logo? I'll just look up Marianne. There it is. I promise I do give money to Wikipedia. I promise I do. I do. Is it the lady carrying the flag and the front lines in the paintings? Ah! Government logo. Oh. Ooh, look at that helmet. Some of those may appear topless, so easy on the image searches. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Ooh, there's like kind of wings on her head here. And this has a kind of olive leaf something. Oh, there you go. I'm putting an example of the current logo on Discord, maybe. I don't know if that's interesting. I'm curious to see. Oh, that's a better picture of the statue. Neat. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that's cool too. Is the Statue of Liberty that France gave to the US, is that also Marianne? I wonder. Here's the painting I think Daedala might have been mentioning. '1830, celebrating the July Revolution. We always learning in this stream. I love to learn. Oh, here we go. There it is. The hair in the back. Okay, okay. So that's the vibe. As a national icon, Marion represents opposition to monarchy and the championship of freedom and democracy against all forms of oppression. I see. Very interesting. I didn't realize it was so specifically anti-monarchy. Very interesting. I like how they add lots of detailed info in this story and characters. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, actually, it's almost time for me to do a break. So I'm gonna finish up this part of the story, and then I'll take a break where I pet my in-real-life rats. Thank you so much for the redeem, Izzy. Sentinel bows her head, giving her rifle a rough once-over. She wipes away some of the blood and dirt that cakes the revolver receiver, then one by one slots new rounds into its magazine.
My search into Manus Vindictae began at the turn of 1918. Their documents, personal belongings, letters. I sought and scrounged for every clue that might be found.
I wonder how much more there is of this. Maybe I'll just get up and do the break now, because I don't want to go too long with the pre-roll ads going. Chameleon says, it's very linked to the French Revolution. Gotcha! The rats' names, my real-life rats. I've got Willow and Tiffany. They used to live with my older rats, who have since then passed away over the past few months. We said goodbye to the last of them a month ago. And now we have 2 new pet rats that I just introduced on my Discord server and put up pictures of them. Check those out. They're so cute. Haru, named after Haru from Umumusme, and Alma, named after a character from Final Fantasy Tactics. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break and pet my in-real-life rats, and I'll come back and let you know how they're doing. I'm gonna get up and stretch, use the restroom, get something to drink, I'll run some ads for 3 minutes, and we'll meet back here. Be right back. back. It looks like everybody else is back. And hey, as a treat, I'll show you pictures of the rats. Real quick, if you join my Discord server, you can check out pictures of these rats. We have Willow, named after Willow from Reverse 1999. We have Tiffany, named after Tiffany Aching from the Discworld series. We have Alma, named after Alma from Final Fantasy Tactics. And we have Haru, named after Haru Urara from Uma Musume Pretty Derby, but also it's short for Sadaharu from the anime Gintama. So if you want to see cute pictures of all of these rats, you should join my Discord using the link in the pinned comment. Yay! Onwards. Okay. Yes, they are cute. And I did pet them all, and I can report that they are snuggly and happy. They are taking their nice, midday nap, as rats love to do. And these new rats, Haru and Alma, are very skittish. They are the #1 most nervous rats that I've ever dealt with. They are not interested in being touched or held or anything, but after a lot of work, I've managed to get a little closer to Alma. I still haven't really managed to get a lot figured out with Haru, but it's getting there. Slowly. I managed to pet Haru while she was all snuggled up with Willow in the cage here, and once she realized I was petting her, she kind of freaked out a little bit, but she just kind of twirled around where she was, kind of sleepily. And then she kind of was leaving her head out for me to pet it, probably accidentally, and I managed to pet her head. And I think she was kind of stiff and like, why are you petting me? And then I stopped. It was a little nice moment, at least. Okay. Sentinel's search into Manus Vindictae began at the turn of 1918. Alright.
From these, I learned of their mission to prolong this bloodshed, supplying both sides with arms of dreadful artifice. Then, as now, I still do not understand why. I brought my evidence before the powers of my nation, but they cared not. So I spoke out against them, still hoping they might awaken to this madness. But my words went unheeded. Worse, they turned against me, hiding even the very name of Manus Vindictae from all their publications and letters.
Goodness.
There is no longer any truth in the words they print. Only lies, meant to stir the pride of youth to deadly, pointless slaughter.
Ooh.
Youths who were but children when the war began.
Man, oh man, that sure hits.
That is why I have turned to this. To killing the ones who incited this war. It was the only choice I had left. Perhaps it has all been for naught. But at least I have put deeds to words. What has the Foundation done?
The accusation forces her into a stammering defense.
We have done more than you know, but I'm not authorized to tell you.
You expect me to offer all I know to you, yet still withhold your trust.
I'm sorry. No, I suppose that isn't fair of us. If there's anything we can offer in exchange to make a deal, I'll...
but her efforts lose steam. Riku, hello! Aw, thank you so much for the care package. I should probably fix the redeems so that they're not so long and take forever to play out. I shall stretch and check my posture and have another drink of cranberry juice with water. I always chase my juice with water so that I can rinse the sugar out of the mouth to try to cut back on tooth decay. Riku, hello and welcome. I hope you're having an okay day. Are you still streaming? Let me see. All done for the day? Hope you had a good stream. Ah, I messed up my window. Do. Just ended. Otsukare-sama. And you rated Teresa. Yeah, check out Riku. They stream a lot, so you can find them streaming if you are around this time of the day or earlier. I hope you'll join us for the collab this coming Saturday. Reverse 1999, Sentinel side story, voice acting, and all that. Y'all did great last week. I'm sad I missed out on it. But I'm feeling optimistic that I will make it happen. And yeah, no problem. Alright, we are in the middle of, or just about done with part 11 of chapter 11 here.
I'll try my best to honor it, but I can't guarantee anything.
A cold breeze cuts the stillness between them. Sentinel lets out a slow and labored breath.
I will give nothing to the Foundation. Neither freely nor for any bargain.
Ooh-hoo-hoo. Oh, you did some Currency Wars. I have been playing that mode so much. I want to get good enough at it that I can play at higher difficulties. I'm kind of hard stuck right below Amber or something. I'm at Ice difficulty right now. I could play in Amber Gold difficulty, but I just do really badly when I'm playing at that hard of a difficulty, so I just turn it down. I love it so much more than Simulated Universe. Auto Chess My Beloved. Yes! I think everyone's been loving it. Yeah, it's really addicting. It's true! They understood the assignment, that's for sure.
But you, Marcia, you have my trust.
Why? I wonder. Interesting. Marcia lights up at her patient's declaration.
Follow me.
Ooh.
Oh, of course.
Okay, there's the end of the part. Oh, sorry, hit the mic. I'm at the last rank, Wealth Creator 12. Wow. I've dropped back down to fill out the rewards log, still stuck at Monarch 9. Man, yeah, y'all are way ahead of where I'm at. I've been playing a lot, but I just never play the more difficult modes because I am so bad at it. So very bad. Discipline and regulations. Adherence to military regulations is mandatory for all soldiers, including arcanists. Oh. Arcane Support Company Special Regulations. Oh, this is specifically the group that Marcia is a part of, I think? Or... wait. Arcane Support Company. Is that the company that Sentinel was a part of? I remember in the scene, she was Arcane Support something something in the flashback. Yeah, I need to go back down and rank to do those bond reward things also. Right. Getting Galactic Voyager 7 without dying was a struggle. Oh. Sentinel, right. Marcia is Order of something. I can't remember what it was. I somehow did the Galactic Voyager. Haha. Oh, well done, well done. Know the alternative forms of your comrades. Okay. Alrighty. That's part 11. Onwards to part 12. I want to see Charon again! But maybe his thing is done now that Braun has been had that spell on him taken away. So that's... Right. Okay, alright. And then over here... Sentinel and... is that Marcia? That's Marcia, right? She's got red hair and a bag of supplies or something. And then this is Ladulus, I think. Braun is woke now. I guess, you know, possibly one of the most legitimate definitions of woke right there, actually. Alright. Let's keep on diving into Chapter 11. This is Part 12, A Fractured Sanctuary. Legends say those stone statues come to life at night. Office. Safe zone.
An armored vehicle?
The driver was a Manus. They're not just supplying the war anymore.
Yeah, they're participating in it. There's a pause before the Hawk's leader speaks through the receiver.
What do you think that means, Chris?
Both sides are gathered in the same room, listening to the reports from the front lines. Prayus lets out a soft, rueful chuckle, though he does not let it betray the seriousness of his words.
Huh. That the Manus have decided to build themselves an army.
That seems likely. In that case, we must prepare immediately for a response. Xeno's main force is still at the Eastern Front. They won't be able to reinforce us if anything happens here. The Foundation will need an army of its own. That's completely irresponsible.
A calm voice cuts through the speculation.
It will only increase the tension on this front, and it directly violates our peace policy. Manus Vindicte takes in only pure-blooded arcanists. That doesn't make for a large recruitment pool. It won't be much of an army, really. To say nothing of the fact that they lack the organization or discipline that is needed for a true large-scale military operation.
Oh.
Armies need human leadership.
Oh. You can't have an arcanist lead an army?
You forgot to take Arcana into consideration, Petra. You don't know what she can do to her followers with her new power.
Neither do you.
Case, we cannot take anything for granted. The Foundation will need the strength to defend itself from future attacks by the Manus. If we act quickly, we may even get ahead of things. I'd like to see what the committee will think of this plan. I hope they'll have a better grasp of the consequences. You're not seeing the board, Petra.
The communicator struggles to transmit the two leaders' heated exchange. Prayus, on the other end, stays quiet, professional, obedient. Before long, the mediator takes over the line.
We can't rule out the possibility of a large-scale conflict. However, the committee will maintain its peace policy until we have reliable evidence.
Sure. Daedalus says, woo, casual racism. I guess... I don't know, what is Pedra's opinion of Arcanists and things? It's such a strange thing to say, and none of the other characters even commented on it. I find that strange.
And if the worst happens?
Then we'll do what we must to survive, even if that means igniting a worldwide war.
That's a very generalized thing to say.
We have arrived.
Gargoyle Monastery.
I see.
The glow of arcane skills fades as they approach, revealing their hidden sanctuary. It is, or was, an abbey, appropriately Gothic, with ornate stone walls rising up to meet the air. Dome long collapsed.
This monastery, it's not an arcane creation, is it?
No. It has only been enchanted with our arcane skill, Carthusian. Beneath its protection, those that dwell here will go unnoticed by any who pass near.
Gargoyle Friar. A gargoyle dressed in friar's robes walks barefoot on the grass. He looks up from his book to meet the new arrival.
Greetings, I'm Marcia, investigator of the St. Pablo Foundation.
Friar nods, offering a smile, soft and friendly, then extends a finger and presses it to his lip.
Oh, I see. Have you made a vow of silence?
The sound of breaking rock draws her eyes away.
Huh?
Beneath a broken, narrow window, a stone statue of a woman begins to stir, its surface softening into flesh. Her face is now marked by twisted sorrow as she walks towards Sentinel with an exaggerated gait.
Marie, mon petit chou,
Oh, it's returned to us again! Oh.
But oh, child, thou needs rest.
She just pulls Marianne into a tight embrace and plants a series of deep kisses on her cheeks. She's popular! Sentinel endures the affection with as much grit as she did the bullets. Goodness.
And this is a friend?
The woman turns to Marcia, her eyes now pooling with greater sadness.
Oh, poor child.
The hug comes too quick to dodge and too sturdy to resist, pulling Marcia into a breathtaking embrace. Oh, it's not that Sentinel is popular, it's that this female gargoyle does not understand personal boundaries. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. The smothering hospitality at last abates, and Marcia takes a deep breath of fresh air, taking in the pleasant scent of grass and wildflowers.
Our Marie has never been tireless in her toils. 'Tis a shame that she never permits us to aid her. Am I truly too aged to be of service? Oh, but perhaps my age has eclipsed my wisdom, for I have thus far been an unwelcoming host. Allow me to brew you some tea.
He leaves with singular purpose and surprising speed.
My aunt is a gentle soul. She came by here 1 year ago, not fearing the danger, saying she must take care of everyone left in the family. That old lump of stone that greeted us came here to take refuge with his brother after they were injured last year.
She hangs her head with resignation.
Only a small number of my kind dwell here. Many of us remain divided by the war. Enjoy my aunt's hospitality. I shall go now, to collect what you seek.
I'll be here then. Hold on.
She lets herself relax only a moment before noticing the stone-faced gargoyles that look down at her from a dozen perches. A thought crawls under her skin.
Bonjour?
She spins around in place, meeting the unblinking eyes of each statue, stopping on the figure of a young girl. The girl's hands cover her face in a mournful pose, silent tragedy of an endless moment of loss.
This is...
Why hath my cousin brought you here?
A voice calls out behind her, rigid and almost rude. A tall, gaunt monk stands in the courtyard.
You are not one of us. You are a bringer of war in our house of peace. What does your foundation seek from our quiet holes?
There's accusation in the gravelly tone of his voice.
You misunderstand. The Foundation isn't bringing war. We're trying to end it.
This war is neither yours nor ours to end.
What are you saying?
The monk falls silent, as if debating whether his next words are worth the effort. His face contorts, becoming an exaggeration of self-righteousness.
It has come as a divine punishment for the faithless who have turned from God. Its end will come only with the extinction of civilization.
What? So you just hate everybody who's not a gargoyle?
It sounds like you want everyone, humans and arcanists alike, to suffer and die.
You twist my words, Chevalier. I do not seek this end, this path of suffering out of hatred for humanity. No, I do so because I pray fervently for their deliverance. But deliverance waits for the last edifices of this sinful world to crumble. When the faithless nations, as a fire consuming its last embers, burn themselves to ash. Soon, the artifices of modernity, their factories of war and death, will crumble, as Babel before them had, their lies of advancement and revolution dying with them. We must return to the innocence of the past, as Nineveh did, heeding the word of God.
Assez, cousin.
The rebuke breaks his rhythm. Sentinel steps between Marcia and Ladislas, forcing her cousin to take a step away.
Tes prophéties ont empêché notre
Her
envie de
prophecies
prendre
have kept
santé.
our guest from her tea. Sentinel turns and hands Marcia a heavy canvas military bag.
Are you able to lift it?
No problem. I can handle it.
Chameleon says, I was surprised at how religious they made him, lol. It's somehow more in-depth than the last chapter that was literally about religion. Ooh. Like, in comparison to the Assassin's Creed chapter? I guess... Chapter 10 was also a little bit themed after religion. It was themed after dogma and faith, perhaps. No, the Nautica one, that was all about the Mother Spirit versus the Mother of Resurrection. Right, okay, alright. Yeah. I getcha. Yeah, Ladislas is like praying for their deliverance. And he's saying it like he sees it. He's like, I mean, they keep on warring and warring. They clearly are gonna keep on being at war until there's no one left alive to do the war anymore. Ladislas watches the exchange with abject curiosity.
Marianne, n'est-elle pas issue de
Is
la
she not the very
fondation que tu
foundation
dépourvue
thou
de
sayest
volonté pour
lacketh
mettre fin
the
à cette
will
guerre?
to end this war?
Quel effort vain
What
poursuis-tu
fruitless
donc à présent?
endeavor dost thou now pursue?
C'est une amie, Ladislas.
It's my friend
Je
Ladislas.
lui accorde la
I shall
liberté
grant her
de
the
venir
freedom
et
to come
partir
and go
ici comme
from
elle
here
veut.
as she wills.
Mais elle n'est pas...
But she is not a...
C'est mon droit de le faire.
It is my
n'est-ce
right
pas?
to do this, is it not?
Oui.
He lowers his head without protest. Sentinel turns from her kin back to Marcia, who has by now taken several steps away.
You will find here all that I've collected since 1918. Most useful to you may be a list of those in each military who have made contact with the Manus. Take them from here to your foundation, and make of them what you will. I hope they will serve you better than they did me.
List of those in each military who have made contact with the Manus. That does sound useful. Each military. So the military of each country? Oh.
I will. Thank you.
Marcia seems more eager to retreat. Aunt Madeline stands at the foot of a stone pillar, key in her hand, and nods in self-reproach. The courtyard falls still. Ladislas breaks his silence with a withering glare.
Cousin, why hast thou concerned thyself with the affairs of this sinful world? We are involved now at our peril.
Even if this war was, as you believe, a divine punishment, the people have suffered enough.
Ont-tu donc souffert?
Have
Je ne
they?
vois que des
I
cendres
see no
et nul
sackcloth,
sac de
only
pénitence.
ashes. He motions to the weeping girl tucked in the sanctuary niche.
Hast thou learned nothing from our chère Agnes?
What did he say? Sackcloth. Let me see. What does that mean? The wearing of hair shirts continues as a self-imposed means of mortifying the flesh that is often practiced during the Christian penitential season of Lent. Season of Lent, okay. Mourning ceremonies. So... the people have suffered enough. Have they? I see no sackcloth, only ashes. What is he implying by this line?
Ont-tu donc souffert? Je ne vois que des cendres et nul sac de pénitence.
What is he trying to say by saying that? I don't understand what he means.
Leave her out of this.
It was she who prophesied this war.
Oh. He drags up the memory with sharp intention.
And whose body turned to stone as it came to pass. Was she not the closest of us all to the ear of our Lord? Then I can see only one reason for her sacrifice. It is a warning to us.
Tell me, if that is so, why God would choose such a warning?
Revelation and prophecy oft appear inscrutable to those that disbelieve them, until their truth is made manifest.
Ladislas's voice trembles, a practiced tension of humility and pride.
Mais je crois,
but I do
et je vois
believe,
clairement ce que
and
tu
I
ne
see
vois
clearly
pas,
what thou hast not,
que notre
that
Seigneur
our Lord
nous
bids
enjoint
us
de ne
to
ni
neither
combattre,
fight nor
ni
end
mettre fin
this
à
war,
cette terre. Car cela est venu tel un
because it
nouveau
hath
grand
come
déluge,
as the next
destiné à
great
balayer
deluge
ce
to
monde
sweep the
pécheur.
sinful world away.
Agnès reviendra à
Agnes
nous
will
lorsque
return
notre
to us
innocence
again
passée
as our
sera
past innocence
retrouvée
is
et
found and
reconstruite
rebuilt
à
from
partir
their
de leur ruine.
ruins. Nicholas says, I see no wearers of sackcloth, portrayal of penitence, only their product, ashes. It's a Christian saying in which the bag and the ashes are symbols of humiliation and repentance. So, like... Ladislas says, we are involved now at our peril. And Sentinel says, even so, you know, the people have suffered enough. Assuming this war is a divine punishment, like you're saying it is, the people have been punished. And Ladislas is like, I see no sackcloth, only ashes. I mean, if he's agreeing that there are ashes, that would seem to imply that he agrees the people have suffered, because there's ashes. The ashes are the result of the suffering of the people, is it not? But he is saying that he doesn't see actual repentance in the form of sackcloth. He sees them suffering, but not actually repenting. Maybe that's what he's saying. Although he does say, have they? Like, he disagrees that they are actually suffering. Even if they suffer enough, they are not ready to repent, because all we see is ashes, literal. No sackcloth, religious imagery, I think. Okay, I could see that. They only produce more ashes, they do not wear sackcloth. So they have not tired of their own suffering. Okay. Alright, I feel ya. Okay. I mean, Sentinel doesn't seem... Yeah, okay. Gotcha. I follow. Agnes will return to us again, as our past innocence is found and rebuilt from their ruins.
Mais la foi doit être préservée, si elle doit être reconstruite. Et c'est
Faith
la base
must be preserved
incombrante
if it is to be
fidèle
rebuilt.
à nous,
And these
les
labors will be
gargouilles.
the task of the faithful, of we, the gargoyle.
Je t'en prie,
I pray thee,
écoute mes paroles,
heed my
cousine.
words, cousin.
Dépose ton
Lay
épée de
down thy
vengeance.
sword of vengeance.
Ne réponds
Do
pas aux
not
démons
answer
qui
to the
murmurent dans
whispering
ton sang.
demon in thy blood,
Et ne souille pas
nor
davantage
stain
ton
thy
âme
soul
déjà si
already
lourde
so
de péché.
burdened with sin. He lets his words cling to his lips with solemn weight. We are operating purely in the realm of metaphors, so it's sometimes laborious to meet the text halfway. Yeah. All the metaphors. His cousin, however, has never been easy to preach to. She stiffens, sorrow and purpose welling in her
Armes à
eyes.
feu, canon,
Guns,
tank,
cannons, tanks, bombs.
Tu te souviens comment ces
You
machines
do
ont
remember
détruit
how
nos
these
vies,
devices have
n'est-ce
destroyed
pas?
our lives, do you not?
Alors,
Then surely
sais déjà.
you already know. Chameleon says, someone wanting to show his repentant heart would often wear sackcloth, sit in ashes, and put ashes on top of his head. Right, okay, so it's those two things together that signal an actually repentant heart.
Que l'innocence du passé ne repose
The
pas
innocence of
simplement
the
enfouie.
past does not simply lie
Prête à
buried
être
for us to
reconstruite.
rebuild. It
Elle est
is
morte
dead
et
and
disparue.
gone. Okay.
Si porter un fardeau de péché permet de
If a
mettre
stain
fin
on
à
my
cette
soul
guerre,
is what it takes to end
ce
this
crime
war,
semble dérisoire.
then I shall not hesitate to stain it so. Ladislas is stunned. He fights back tears and turns to face the altar. The light from the stained glass windows wreathes him like a mourner's cloak.
As-tu oublié le péril de nos
Hast
ancêtres?
thou forgotten our ancestral
Ou les
peril?
nombreux noms que
Or the
nous avons
manifold
effacés
names
de
we have
notre
stricken
lignée
from our line when
lorsqu'ils
they
se sont
turned
égarés
from the
du
righteous
chemin de la
path?
droiture? Le son
The
démoniaque a
demon
déjà
blood
submergé notre
hath
famille.
overtaken our kin before,
Et je crains qu'il ne te
as I
submerge
fear it
bientôt toi
soon
aussi.
will overtake thee. Demon blood. So does Sentinel have this demon blood in her?
Et moi,
I do not wish
je ne souhaite
to
pas
blot
devoir
out
effacer ton nom,
thy
Marianne,
name as
de
well,
notre lignée.
Marianne. That's a conversation, all right. Oh. These researchers consistently exceed all expectation. Ooh, Gargoyle Research Notebook. It was during the Merovingian dynasty that the Bishop of Rouen successfully subdued the first known gargoyle. Gargoyle and his descendants then formed a unique lineage devoted to protecting churches across generations. However, in recent times, many younger gargoyles have chosen to abandon this ancient tradition, leaving their dark church perches for the light and glamour of the modern world. Based on my recent observations, this generational conflict continues to cause significant distress among elder gargoyles. It's worth noting that the younger generation's departure also relates to modern churches being unable to provide adequate sustenance, reflecting broader societal changes. This aspect warrants further historical analysis. Gargoyles have unique arcane skills. First, their arcane ability allows them to petrify their own body parts, a formidable defensive mechanism during the age of close-quarters combat with bayonets and spears, though considerably less effective against modern artillery bombardments. Additionally, gargoyles possess exceptional visual capabilities with particularly remarkable night vision. This trait complements their natural stealth abilities, enabling them to both detect hidden threats with ease and execute perfectly timed ambushes. I must admit, it's surprising such impressive combat abilities were historically limited to the protection of churches, though my lack of religious knowledge may explain this confusion. Your theological ignorance is indeed astounding. Mandatory religious studies await you. While I object to you reading my research notes without permission, I'll concede that compared to your piety, I'm clearly the irreligious one, just a pure biologist. Who said I'm not a pure biologist? Gargoyles carry a curse. While the origins of their curse remain shrouded in secrecy, people are open about its manifestations. Excessive bloodshed appears to corrupt them. This corruption takes the form of mental instability, progressing from rejecting to completely abandoning their faith. Well, my pure biologist friend, your gargoyle research now necessitates the very religious study that you say you have no interest in. This notebook clearly requires a sturdier lock. That's inspired by the myth of the Gargoyle of Rouen. I'm guessing that's what they mean by demon blood. Originally, they were monsters until they were tamed by the church and became protectors of the faith. Yeah, us Americans over here don't know much about that whole thing. Let me see. Learning. Oh. Hmm. 'Cause 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 stuff and things. I don't know why I never truly understood the connection between gargoyles and religion. They're literally on churches, of course. I've got to look up more of this stuff at some point. What if I search La Gargoyle? Delivered the country around Rowan from a monster called Gargoyle. La Gargoyle is said to have been the typical dragon with bat-like wings, a long neck, and the ability to breathe fire from its mouth. Multiple versions of the story are given, either that Saint Romanus subdued the creature with a crucifix, or he captured the creature with the help of the only volunteer, a condemned man. In each, the monster is led back to Rowan and burned, but its head and neck would not burn due to its being tempered by its own fire breath. The head was then mounted on the walls of the newly built church to scare off evil spirits and used for protection. In commemoration of Saint Romain, the archbishops of Rowan were granted the right to set a prisoner free on the day that the reliquary of the saint was carried in procession. Oh. Okie dokie. Learning all sorts of stuff. Oh. Sandbox. Sentinel arrives at the Gargoyle Monastery with Marcia in tow. A rare place of shelter for what few kin she has left. All is silent. That monastery hasn't been seen use in ages. There's a war going on outside and the place doesn't even have a proper roof, but sometimes the smell of warm pastries drifts out from inside, along with whispers. I couldn't hold back my curiosity, so one day I snuck in using a bit of my clumsy arcane skill. Saw a statue there of a crying girl, so lifelike, more vivid and beautiful than anything I've seen from so-called master sculptures. That evening when I got home, I was scolded by my father. He told me I shouldn't use arcane skills I hadn't mastered yet, and that if I wasn't careful, I could bring disaster. It's Marcus! Sandbox. After the battle, Marion brings Marcia to the Gargoyle Monastery. Her kin welcome Marcia kindly, except for her cousin Ladislas, who reacts with fear. As tensions rise, Marion hands Marcia a key lead, proof of Manus Vindictae's collusion with military higher-ups on both sides. This evidence is the reason they came. During Beagle and Marcia's investigation in the abandoned village, they uncover signs that Manus Vindictae may have access to unexpected military capabilities that could be forming their own army. Irene, representing the Hawks, agrees with this conclusion and suggests forming an army controlled by the Foundation along the Western Front. In contrast, Pedra from the Doves strongly opposes the idea, arguing that such aggressive action would be dangerously short-sighted. Constantine brings the unproductive debate to a close, stating that current protocols will remain in place until solid evidence confirms these concerns. However, the Foundation must begin preparing contingency plans in case of a full-scale conflict does become a reality. Alrighty. I think I will run a 3-minute ad here. My last break. And then I'll dive into that last part. Shiny speeding through the story. New. That's right. I figured it would take about this much time. And I'm not really speeding through it. That's about the pace I would be doing it any other way. But welcome, Decaf! Hope you're having an okay day. Looking forward to the collab stream in 2 days. Sentinel's side story. I'm hoping I can try to come prepared to do all the German and French accents necessary. But we shall see. 2 days for you, tomorrow for me. There you go! Right, and it's, let me just double check time. I think... Oh, wait. Okay, so you guys are doing Isolde's side story in the morning, or first, and then Sentinel's side story will be at 1 p.m. for me. Okay. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a coin toss who's gonna be Sentinel. I'm claiming Ladislaus, though. Alright, nice. Isolde's side story. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. You're gonna have so much German everywhere. German, German. I guess it's gonna be German, 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 and then Sentinel side story will be a lot of French. Alright. So, I'm gonna take a break here. I'm gonna get up and stretch, use the restroom, get something to drink. I recommend y'all do the same. I'm gonna run some ads for 3 minutes. And then we'll jump back in for at least one more part of this new main story, Chapter 11. I will be right back. I return. I couldn't help myself. I had to have something. I had a chip. Alright. I think it'll be at least one more part. If it's especially short, I'll do a second part after this. But we'll see. So here we go. Chapter 11, Part 13. Concessions for Peace. Could any treasure on Earth possibly fill the void our losses have left? Man, I'm sad that we haven't seen Charon in a while. Looks like this is gonna be Creus and Marcia and other people. Oh, that's right, Meryl. The bored and idle remnant of Squad 12 carries out her as yet tedious orders. Yeah, there was something about Creus apparently implying that she might not be ready to get back into her main mission after Antarctica. She stops by a window, squinting inside. Broken furniture and cobwebs woven between cracked and forgotten china. A uniquely shaped counter-arcanum monitoring device disrupts the decaying scene.
Clearly no one's bothered to do any cleanup then.
She opens the window and leans in, her mask blocking out the sudden puff of dust. Following her officer's instructions, she pulls out a transparent strip of cloth and places it by the device. The cloth changes color rapidly, and a line of neat letters appears on its surface. Ooh, what kind of tech is that?
Counter-arcanum device operating normally. Looks like I'm not needed here either.
Okay. She climbs back out the window.
Aren't you... Meryl?
Marcia!
The young soldier springs up to greet her, visibly relieved.
It really is you! You're back, finally!
Is Paravian alright?
Oh, poor guy's had a hard time of it, but at least he's still in one piece. He's lying in a sickbed as we speak. He should recover soon. It's too bad he didn't find anything too useful in the village. Well, aside from that armored vehicle.
Fortunately, Sentinel happened to be there at the same time.
So, it really was her? The one who assassinated Colonel Hirschfelder?
Yes, she'd collected a wealth of evidence concerning Manus Vindictae. I've already delivered it to Commander Creus. As for the assassination, it turns out her actions weren't entirely unjustifiable. Let's just consider it a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? She literally killed a guy.
She's not the only one.
Marcia unconsciously rubs the old scars on her palms, feeling them itch like never before. Meryl presses her lips together, creating a twisted crease in her mask.
Well, Anyway, I was just worried that something bad might have happened to you. Like what happened to...
To whom?
Charles and Amanda. We haven't heard from them in over 4 hours now.
They were dispatched to investigate Hill 299, correct? Has any help been sent their way?
Commander Kreia sent some men to look for them. Hopefully, we'll hear some good news soon. Most of the other teams have finished their investigations. A few of them are already in the safe zone, actually. Apparently, they found a lot of useful info. So, we won't have to head back out again, right?
Meryl watches Marcia carefully, as if waiting for her to confirm something.
The front's getting shelled to hell and back. I mean, chances are we'll...
Marcia pats her on the shoulder.
The evidence Sentinel provided is quite damning. Our job here will be over just as soon as we can get a hold of the team at Hill 299. Don't worry.
Copies of the evidence Marcia submitted have been spread across the table. Personal letters, marked military maps, battle plans, engineering blueprints, defaced and altered documents. There he is. Along with them on the table are exhibits recovered by other investigators from across the front line, arranged in rough chronological order starting from 1980.
This is unbelievable.
He stares at the pile, the sheer flood of information overwhelming him. That's how I feel a lot of the time.
The evidence is undeniable. Every one of those absurd conspiracy theories was true. The 1918 peace negotiations really were sabotaged by Manus Vindictae. The nations on both sides of this war have been under the deception of an invisible enemy. It is no wonder that even the victors of the 1919 offensive gained no real advantage.
Yeah, his name is Literal George. You didn't make it up. You have a good memory, Chameleon. You got this.
My God. To think Manus Vindictae has been sharing war secrets with both sides to ensure neither can win this war. That they have used our commanders as tools for their massacre. It is nigh on unimaginable.
He looks up with sudden realization.
This does not simply concern one nation. These documents could topple nearly all of Europe's military leaders.
Turtles all the way down. I've obviously heard that phrase before, but I don't actually know what it's talking about. It's an expression of the problem of infinite regress. Oh, it suggests that the world turtle that supports Earth on its back rests on the back of an even larger turtle, which itself is part of a column of increasingly larger turtles that continues indefinitely.
With this list of managed defectors in our hands, and if we act with haste, we may finally put every one of them behind bars.
Waiting for George's mood to stabilize, Kreus adds a word of advice.
Let me remind you that Laplace may be able to heal these so-called defectors. Eberhard's case proved that the Manus' mental influence can be purged.
Yes, of course. Whatever the case, we must act as soon as possible. The Chancellor and the Reichstag are prepared to strike.
Finding light in a once grim future, he starts to shake, sending ripples through the papers in his hands.
Agreed. The evidence is sufficient. There's no need to delay.
Wunderbar. Just think of the soldiers finally making their way home. This is the day we secure a century of peace for Europe.
Sounds like a line for the history books.
Yeah, there's definitely only gonna be one world war. Definitely. He has no mind to react to Creius' parting jab. Stuffing all the documents into his briefcase, he rushes out. Straightening the remaining mess on his desk, Creius retrieves a hidden communicator. It's been connected the entire time.
Everything's going according to plan.
Good. The other teams have shared the same intelligence with the pacifist political leaders in their respective regions.
PCAS says, Turtles All the Way Down is infinite regression. We could do simulations of a universe, then eventually they would simulate their own universes. But then who's to say our universe isn't simulated? And the question of hardware supporting the simulation is no longer capable of simulating a universe. Hence, infinite regression, as slowly each universe is too large to be simulated, or the heat death of the universe. Oh my gosh. Blank is here. Hello. Hope you're having an okay day. We are on... Oh yeah, I forgot to change it. This is part 12? Wait, what part are we on? It's at least part 12. Part 12 of chapter 11. I think I changed the wrong part of the title. Hang on. Chapter 11, part 13. That's more like it. I got spoiled, oh no!
All the Foundation has to do now is watch for any interference from Manus Vindictae.
But won't this approach
Oh my
cause even more
gosh, finally Vertin!
Timekeeper.
He had been expecting the faction leaders, making this an unexpected relief.
Oh, yes, Creius. I was just listening in.
I see. In any case, the outcome can't be worse than the war we're living through, Timekeeper. As I'm sure you learned in your history studies, this war claimed tens of millions of soldiers' lives. Not to mention the equally massive number of civilian casualties, whether direct or otherwise. We are now 2 years on from what should have been the end of this war. The death toll has already climbed much higher, and it will only continue to rise if we don't put an end to it soon. At least our efforts have won us a marginally better outcome.
I see.
In short, the war is already over. Once the pacifist political parties take power, an armistice will surely be signed in Montpei.
This may not be the time, but I have a question to ask. Does the Foundation Committee have any contingency plans should things take a turn for the worse?
The silence in the room confirms the suspicions of the voice on the other end.
Did you notice something suspicious?
Former Vigil officer fishes out as many suspicious details from his memories as he can.
It's about Hirschfelder's assassination. Do you remember a certain detail from Marshall's report?
You think his death to be the spark of a reignited war, but even if I had stayed my hand from him, your plans would have been for naught.
Nothing bad can happen while an armistice is being agreed upon. Last in Tanya the Evil. Is Tanya the Evil, that's that one anime about, like a megalomaniac who gets reincarnated into a cute anime girl or something. That's about all I know about it.
If that was so, why would the Manus risk exposing Hirschfelder? Why would they allow him to meet with the Foundation in Montpei? If Hirschfelder hadn't been killed, would the negotiations have become a fruitless tug-of-war?
Manus Vindictae would only cooperate with the Foundation on something that was sure to fail.
An intuitive guess is assembled, drawing on the experience of prior contact with the Manus Vindictae.
Could it be that they're purposely diverting our attention?
My thoughts exactly, Timekeeper. That said, securing peace is our top priority at the moment.
Mm-hmm. 12 Squad receives critical intel delivered by Marcia, immediately sharing it with the delegates. Peace at last is on the horizon. Or is it? Mom, it's me! Oh, thank goodness you're back safe. Did you find any food? There's a bit left in the windmill. I guess Uncle Milo was in a hurry when he left, but that's all we've got. It'll be enough to get us through a little longer. Not gonna last. Maybe I should just grab Dad's hunting rifle and take a few shots. Then maybe they'd leave us alone. Don't say things like that. Your father said the same before he enlisted, and he never came back. Then what are we supposed to do? Pray, child. Pray for the war to end soon. Oh. Eagle! Sandbox. Blackbird Merrill of 12 Squad. The guard who once escorted Ulrich to Antarctica is now tasked with maintaining security in the safe zone. Actions carried out by 12 Squad are shaping the situation in a way that supports this Foundation's goals. When Kraus raises certain concerns, Virgin begins to wonder whether Manus Vindicte may have been working with the Foundation during the peace talks that are doomed to fail from the beginning, possibly as a way to draw attention away from their true aims. Right, the assassination happened because of Sentinel. And up until the assassination happened, Manus were working along with the peace talks because they knew that it wasn't going to work. Merrill hits the streets. Goodness. Okay. And let's see, how many parts are there? It looks like there's at least a part 22. Oh yeah, I got a new tape to put in the radio. Very good. 24 parts. Okay. I think I will wrap things up right about there. That works for me. Alright, so that's 164 pulls for Charon and other stuff. Yuppers Peppers is here. Hello. Glad to see you at the end of the stream here. Ooh, I got some more stuff. Search for scrolls. Hey, look at that. We got it. The 6-star Psytube. So is this the new Eternity side tube? I wonder what is the best Eternity side tube to use. Also, I love the fact that we get all of these polarizations. So good. So pleased about that. I'll keep us on this screen. This is nice music. Very pretty. Alright. It's kind of polarizing. Alright, I'm so happy I managed to stream today. I'm sad that I couldn't stream yesterday, but it just wasn't gonna happen. And I finally did. I also cleaned my pet rat's cage today, so that was done. And I was just like, this feels great. I'm getting stuff done. I'm streaming now. And we streamed, and it happened, so that's great. I would like to also stream tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to do that. But if you want to know if that's really gonna come to fruition, you should join my Discord server, and you'll get notifications when I go live on Twitch and when my VODs go up on YouTube. You can see pictures of my pet rats, share your video game friend codes with everybody else, and we just yap with each other about the video games we're playing and all that stuff. Don't forget to join in for the collab stream that will go down in approximately 45 hours? Yeah. In approximately 44 and a half hours. I'll be back for some more Reverse 1999 streaming with Decaf and the others. And we'll be voicing Sentinel's side story, so check that out. And that's tomorrow for Decaf, right? Make sure you get lots of rest, Decaf. Take care. And everyone else, you also make sure you take care of yourselves. Alright? Eat some food, stay hydrated. Check in on yourself, see if there's any needs that aren't being met, alright? Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording here, and then I'll send us off on a raid to another stream somewhere. And as you can see, Decaf is using the Dino Dance emote. Go ahead and spam the Dancing Dino emote from the Global Twitch emotes along with me for the raid. This music's kind of loud. But, yep, that's it for me for today. And I'm gonna finish things up here and then go cook some dinner. And pet the rats some more. Yay! Alright, I'm gonna end the recording here. Bye-bye! And let's see who we should raid. So pretty. Oh, nice. It looks like... Yeah, I think Teresa is doing the tenant anecdote right now. Oh, you gotta check that out. You gotta check that out with me. We're gonna raid Teresa. Looks like she's getting to the final parts of the tenant anecdote. Alright. So, warning for spoilers for the tenant anecdote if you have not played it yet. She's about halfway-ish, yeah. Alright, thanks again for joining me today, whether it was live or on the VOD. And I hope I get to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!